Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So my name is Rajesh Kumar, and I'll be taking your sessions of Maven. In fact, we were supposed to take Python session, but we lost some time because of some power electricity issues and all stuff like that. So I'll take it up that in next weekend, next Saturday. So today the topic which I'm going to talk about is Maven. Okay. Now the question I'm having in my mind is what is Maven? What is Maven? So guys, whenever we see Maven, then I feel I started thinking about it. It's a build tool. Okay, it's a build tool. Now the question is, what is a build tool? What is a build tool? So understand that in a SDLC cycle, we do lots of things. What we do in the SDLC cycle, let me put it up in the simple way. So first we plan, right? Then we code, correct? Then we do what? We do the analyze the code, and then what we do the build, right? And then we do the build, and then we do the UT, and then what we do the build, we do the UT, unit testing, and after that we create a packages, then we archive the packages, then we deploy to QA server, and then we do the acceptance testing, and finally code coverage, and finally do the release if it is successful, correct? So these are the things we do that. So now uh, here, am I saying like Maven you can use only here, build during the build compilation? No, not exactly. You can use Maven in all these places. Yeah, all these places. It's you can do analysis also. But let me tell you here, for analysis, not Maven will do that. Basically Maven can be used. So here Maven can use SonarQube for this, for the building. It can use Java, of course. For unit testing it can use JUnit, packaging jar, var, EAR, whatever it is, and archiving it can use one tool which is called Artifactory. Okay, so these are the tools. Nexus also it can be. So as part of our batch, I think we have a artifact. Earlier we had a Nexus. So yep. So what is a build tool? I mean, so build tool is basically is a kind of tool which can help you to analyze the source code, build a source code, download the third-party dependencies, compile it, package it, JUnit, I mean running the unit testing, archive it, many things it can do that. Okay, so yes, typically we say build tool, but it can be used for many other purpose. That means Maven can call SonarQube, do the analysis. Maven call the Java, do the building and compilation also. Maven call JUnit to do the all this stuff. Maven call the var file packaging and get the packaging done. So lots of functionality you have with Maven. So typically we call it a build tool, but actually it is a project management tool. It manages your project from here to here. Earlier, in 10 years from now, we were able to deploy in the QA environment also using Maven, but now we have so many evolved tools like Ansible, Puppet, and many other tools like a Terraform and all has come, so we are not using it. So yes, you can call it a build tool, which other people are also call it. You can also call it a project management tool. It's using that you can do um, many things. For example, compile, you can do test, you can do package, you can do install, you can do deploy. All these things you can do with Maven. That's the reason we also call project management tool. Now guys, this is from the organization called Apache. Yes, this is a Apache product. Okay, so you know that if it is Apache, it's open source and it's a free also, and this is written in Java. Now latest version which we have is 3.x. Okay, so now these are the small introduction about Maven. For what you are using for it, build automation. Okay, build automation tool which we have, Maven. Okay, so now what is Maven? Build automation tool. Now where do we use it? For compilation, testing, packaging, installation, and deployment. Yeah. So now next question is, okay, uh, next question is, what about if you don't like Maven? So do we have another tool? Actually, very limited options are available in this category. So let's say earlier we had a make file. After that we got and after that we got Maven. After that we got a Gradle. In fact, as part of these sessions, you will learn Maven and Gradle. Ant is a legacy product, so we are not focusing. But if you're in a .NET, then you are using MS Build. Okay, and if you are on what do you say? Ant also we are using. It's a legacy product. But let's say if you are in a Python, then PyBuilder. So many tools are there, which is competition with Maven. But yeah, Maven primarily is for the Java automation tool. Okay, if you want to do for the .NET, then you can use a C++ and all. You can use a Gradle, Ant, MS Build, and stuff like that. So you can use this one. Okay, so now this is the what is Maven, where do we use it, and what are the other tools which we have. Now the next question I'm having in my mind is how Maven works. How Maven works. Now guys, this architecture of Maven, typically Maven architecture I'm talking about. Okay, so how it works. So nowadays, this the one which I'm talking about right now is like a same pattern. Nowadays every tools you will have it, like you have a core, then you have a plugin. Okay, this plugin, you have a core plugin. Okay, plugin, and then you have a community plugin. Now plugin, what is a plugins means? Plugins means feature, simple. So core is a core Maven I'm talking about, which understand the plugin and any features which you have coming from the either core plugin or community plugin. So in a short, let me tell you here, anything which you would like to know, which you would like to do, you would get it done through the core plugin or community plugin. Today I'll teach you the core plugin, because even though if you get to know that core plugin, that is too much to get started with it. Community plugins, there are hundreds and hundreds of community plugin which we do have for that. Okay, so now this is the one. So here, yeah, core Maven, you have plugins concept, you have core plugins, you will have it. You can install the community plugins also and stuff like that. Now guys, one more important feature which we have in Maven is inbuilt inbuilt dependency management tool. Yes, this has a dependency management tool. Okay, so that is a one of the advantage. Now let me tell you here, only one slide I would like to show you for Maven, and that is like why Maven we should use it. Why Maven? So guys, let me tell you here, this can automate everything. Yeah, everything. When I say everything means what, we'll discuss that one. So let me show you some only one slides for it, and you'll understand that how that is powerful. So let's go to Maven. Okay, so now only one slide, let's look at it from here, and that is this one. It's very good slide. Look at this. Look at the comparison between Maven and Ant. So see here, if you want to do you want to create an automated directory structure for your project, you might have seen any projects, right? You must be having src, package name, then component name, and all stuff like that you must be having. So if you want to create automated directory structure in Maven, is automated. Build preparation, automated. Library dependency, manumatic. compilation automated, tested automatic, packaging automatic, versioning automatic, deployment automatic, size generation automatic, cleanup automatic. So you see that this is a major advantage which we have. And the file name is pom.xml we have here. So yes, Maven is a, it can automate everything. So what to do here? When Maven can automate everything, then what to do? Just you need to know how Maven works, that's all. So if you know that how Maven works, then basically you get to start it with the Maven. Okay, makes sense guys, all of you?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, so now guys, here there is a project. Think about it. Because Maven can automate everything, so there is a project. In the typically project, what you do? Project, what do you do? We start to end, correct? This is the project start to end, anything you do in the project. So what you do from starting to end? So typically these are the things you do, that right? Correct, these are the things. So like that, what we call it, this is called life cycle. Okay, this is a project life cycle, start to end. Human also has a life cycle, do you remember? Like we born, then become kid, then become teen, then become young, then mid, then die, correct? This is the life cycle of human. Everything has a life cycle, even universe has a life cycle, right? So everything has a life cycle, so project also has a life cycle, start to end. So now when it comes to software project, what are the life cycle you may have it? So here in Maven we have a three life cycle basically for the managing the project. Maven has three life cycle for managing a project. Now you must be wondering, okay, why three, why not one? So actually Maven has a three which is inbuilt, you can generate more actually if you want it, and you can customize it. So now I'm going to talk about these are the life cycle. One is the default. Default means default for every project this get applied, and there's a one site and there's one clean. Now I would like to know what is the Maven life cycle. So let me show you here. Yeah, so guys look at my screen. So I would like to know what is the life cycle of Maven which we have. So let's put it in Google and just go for it and click on this one. Okay, these are the life cycle. Okay, now see here, default life cycle for managing any project, clean life cycle, and site life cycle. Site life cycle, you can develop your own life cycle also. If you want to have custom life cycle for your project, you can do that, but hardly we do that actually nowadays. Okay, so here this is the default life cycle guys. In the each life cycle we have a phases. Look at this here, these are the phases. See here, we have a 23 phases here, and in the clean life cycle we have a, these are the phases. In the site life cycle we have a, these are the phases. Okay, so these are the phases. Now you know that rule of phases, right? It's like this, a rule of the phases. Let's say human life cycle, if you understand that, let's say born, then you become a kid, then you become a teen, and then you become a young, and then you become a mid, and then you become old, and then die, correct? So now let me tell you here, let's say you suddenly you want to die. So for that you have to born, right? You, let's say if you want to go to the mid stage, then again you have to born, right? So that means if you want to go to the mid stage, then you have to born, become a kid, become a teen, then become young, then become a mid stage. If you want to die also, you have to born, kid, teen, young, mid, old, and die. If you want to become a teen, then you have to born and kid. It's like that. So here what I'm trying to say, these are the phases. No matter, let's say if you want to go to here, it will start from here. If you want to go to only the packaging phase, then it will also start from here. Let's say if you want to go to the compile phase of the project, then also it will start from here. So no matter till what you want to go to that project phase, it will always start from here. So yeah, we have 24 phases. We don't use all these phases, so we are using some of the phases which I'm going to talk about it. So these are the life cycle, and then here we have a phases. uh just a second, life cycle, and then we have a phases. Now some of the phases which is a very popular, I'm just using it right now because we don't use all these phases. So some of the popular phases is like compile phase. Okay, compile this one. Okay, and we do use test phase. Okay, and then we use package phase, and then we do the install phase. Okay, install phase. These are the popular one, right? Compile, test, package, and all. But let me tell you here, if you do install, it will start from here. If you do compile only, where is that? Should be here, and then you will start from here. So like that, don't have to remember all the phases, just remember these other phases, it should be sufficient. So okay, Maven has a life cycle has a phases, but guys, how do I go to that? Which is the magic formula I'm going to call? So I will directly see, I want to go to the compile phase of the project. So how do I tell Maven, hey, I want to, can you take me my project to the compile phase? Or hey, can you take my project to the testing phase? Or can you take my project to the installation phase? That means start from here till here. How can I inform Maven? So for that, informing a Maven, we have a goal actually. Okay, these are the goal. What is the goal? So fortunately the name of the goal is also same actually, but don't get confused. Conceptually it's a different, but phase package is different. Install goal package is different. Okay, understand that conceptually phases are different, goals are different, but the names are same. So when I say, okay, I want to go to the phase of uh, your project phase of compilation stage, then you have to call the goal name compile. If you want to say package phase, then you call the package. So names are okay, names are same, but the conceptually both are different. Phases are different, goals are different. Goals is a way to take you to the that particular phase. Okay, and phase is the project phase, which is defined in a life cycle of the default for every project. Okay, are you understanding this, guys, this workflow? Because remember, it can automate everything. Here I said, right, Maven can automate everything, so I'm not going to do anything. Just we are going to understand how Maven works. So Maven uses the life cycle concept to automate everything. So in the life cycle, we have a default life cycle, and these are the phases which I mentioned. And for to reach out to these phases, we have a goal. So life cycle, phases, goal. These are the terminologies which we use in the Maven. Is that clear for all of you?
Are they mandatory, the phases and goals, the relation between them?
Your voice is badly breaking actually. So if you can type in the chat, it will be good for me. Okay, so now let me address this question. There's no questions. The question is it mandatory to have relationship between phases and goal? It's like this. It's like this. Phases are a project phase. Goal is to instruct a project a Maven to reach to that goal. So both are related actually. Both have a very close relationship. Goals are like a magic formula which will help you to compile the project, which will help you to reach to the compile phase of that project. So it's like that. Let's say you want to create a package, then how do you go about it? You have to call the goal name package. You want to install that your software, then how do you go about it? Install. You want to create a test, you want to call the testing process. How do you go about it? Test. Okay, it's like that. Both are interrelated. Okay, so now next thing, guys, so we have a life cycle, we have a phases, we have a goal. Now this goal, okay, there's a question, let me answer. Still don't understand why we need phases and goals separately with the same name. That's what it's understand this way. uh, Understand this way. I'll put it in a simplified way. uh, Asmit, I say, hey, can you do one thing? Asmit, can you compile your project? That means compile your project means I'm asking you compile the project. Then you will say, hey Rajesh, do one thing. There is one script is there. You just execute it. It will compile. So here what you want, your goal is to compile, but for that you are executing one script. This is compile.sh or something like that, or compile.bat or compile.script, whatever it is. So it's like that. If you want to reach to the particular phases of that particular project, this is a phase. But how to go about it, how to go to that phase, for that we have a goal. You can say it's like automated script, something like that, but in Maven we call it a goal. Make sense? Yes. So if you talk about the Ant word or MS word, goal would I mean it would be equal to target. Yes. Or Gradle one, it is equal to tasks. Got it? Okay. So guys, let's move on. So now next thing is Maven has life cycle for managing projects. We have this one, and 3 life cycles which we have. Typically we have these are the phases, these are the goal. Now these goals are powered by plugin. Yeah, the same thing is plugin. So here you see powered by plugin. So what plugin? Remember here I said the whole Maven is built of plugins, core plugin and community plugin. So powered by core plugin. Okay, core plugin. The now these plugins I'll show you during the demos. We'll understand that. So these plugins are nothing but a jar file. Okay, so these jar files basically is a functionality which you call it through the command line. Okay, so now we understood like Maven can automate everything for the project lifecycle from start to end, but through how? So through every project has been divided into the life cycle. This life cycle has been divided into phases, and each phases we have a goals for that. One rule you have to remember, if you want to go to the install, it will start from validate. If you want to go to the compile, it will start from validate. That's the rule of life cycle. You cannot override it. Okay, so that is how it is. Now after understanding that what is Maven, how it works, other tools and advantage and stuff like that, now we'll have to get started with it. Okay, so how can we get started? Step number 1, install Java. Yes, because I said, remember, look at this, Maven is written in Java. So simple logic, any tool has been written in Java, you need a Java for it. So which Java? So typically we go for the JDK because not a application, we need to compile also, so we need a JDK. So how do you install the Java? I think this I will let you decide. I have a Java installed in the tools 1.8. So guys, this is the Java. I installed it. There's a 2 places from where you can download the Java. One is Oracle. You have to log in and register, and another one is OpenJDK. Okay, so here you have to install the Java and set the Java home also. So this is the location of the installation, and Java home is this Java home environment. Now let's say if you're using Linux or Windows, typically you can, just a second guys. So here if you look at it, Java, just type Java install. Okay, just, and all these instructions for the Java and command line from the OpenJDK and all, you will get it here. So let it come. Here it is, Java installation in Linux. Windows, I don't think so I should teach you because you know that how to download exe and dub dub dub. So that is step number 1. Step number 2, download and install Maven. Now how do you do that? So just go to this URL, you can follow for that. These all are Linux, by the way. Okay, and if you want to download for Windows, here you have exe, you can download from there. Okay, this location. So go through that, it will help you definitely, and get started. Now download Maven. Okay, so simple, just put it in Google, it will take me to the Apache website, and then you see here now you're going to download this jar file, this zip file. Okay, this is for the this zip file for the Windows. You can use a tarball also. It's up to you. Source file, again, you don't need it because you're going to compile it again. It's a tedious task. So go for the binaries only. So here, download from here and then extract it. Okay, extract and copy to see what I have done. So I'll show you my location. Typically everything I am keeping in this place. Copy to this one, and the last one, this path, add into path environment variable. Where? Let me show you here. Env Linux also export command you can run. So in Windows, I'm showing you quickly because a development environment, right? So see here, this is a environment. Where is a path environment variable, which is here. Look at this. Somewhere, see here. No, it's here. This one. So Maven is installed. So that's all. So these are the things you have to do that. After that, step number third, verify. How do we verify? So go to the command line and type mvn-v. That's all. And if you get some information, that means install. If you get a command not found, that means it's not installed. So now guys, all this information I got it. So let me copy this one. Okay, so now step number 1, I install the Java. Step number 2, I install the Maven and set the path. And step number 3, I validated it. After that, what you going to do? Look at this slides one more time. What are you going to do? So you're going to first build a third point. Look at it. Project name we will decide later. First, directory structure you have to create. Then you have to write a code, then compile, then test, then package, then version, then do this deployment and all stuff like that. So these are the things. Everything is automated. So it's so simple, right? So what do you want to do? So verify, and after that, decide your project name. Second thing, decide your component name. Decide what is it? Version of the project, version of the component. Okay. Decide packaging format. So these are the things you have to decide typically. So let's say I'm deciding my project name is DevOps School. Okay. Now in Maven, we call it group ID. Will you remember this unique one? Project name is equal to group ID. Will you remember this, guys? Will you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. But guys, you know what? We represent in the packaging format. What is the packaging format? Com means commercial. It can be org also, organization. But typically we represent com dot company name. So company name is DevOps School. Something like that will represent. In packaging format in Java, this is a package format. Any programming language you can get a packaging format. It's not very specific to Java. C++, .NET, Python, Perl, you have a packaging format. com.devoschool. And software. So this is your group ID, we call it, and this is the project name basically. What is a component name? So component name, let's say chat. Okay, this in the Maven we call it artifact ID. Okay, please remember this. Okay, we call it artifact ID. So chat is artifact ID which we have it. Now what is a version name? So typically guys, there are two versions in Maven we support. One is a release version and one is a snapshot version. Now what is the difference between release and snapshot? So any product which you have released, so which is a released version, for example 1.0.1, like that. Okay, it's a release version. But if you add this keyword to the number, the release number, that will become a non-stable. Snapshot means not not ready for production. Okay, so this is the one. So Okay, so there's one question. What is the component here? Is it a module? Yes, component, module, whatever you want to call it, some feature, whatever it is. So component means one big project in you have a small multiple project, but you can call it a module or component, whatever it is. Chat, mail, dashboard, login, register, something like that. It can be called component, but in Maven we call it artifact ID. Okay. No. How can you generate?
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
This ID, let's say Anupam, you are running on project, you want to develop XYZ software. How can I decide your name, or Maven? How can Maven decide your name? You have to decide, right? That's the human. See here, look at my screen. Look at the second point. Project name, who decides? Manual, right? It always manual. You decide. The developers and team decide. Correct? But we call it, that's what I'm going to teach you. We call it group ID, or we call it artifact ID. Okay, and then version you decide. Okay, but when you have a product in release format, then you do this one, and when you have a product in a non-release format, then you add this one. Simple. Okay, now what are the packaging format which is supported by Maven? So we have a jar, we have a var, we have a er, we have a pom. Now typically jar and var is very popular. Er for the beans and all, pom is like a pom.xml itself. Okay, so now guys, you got this. Step number 3 is done, and step number 4 is decide project coordinates. What we call it, all this information, coordinates. Okay, so I'll just show you here, just a second. Maven coordinates. This in one go we call it Maven coordinates. See here, I'm not able to load today. I don't know what is the problem. Anyways, all this information, whatever the project name, component name, group ID, artifact ID, version, and packaging type, we call it a coordinate. You see that. Okay, so group ID, artifact ID, I don't know whether you can see this image or not. Look at the bottom of that image, the one which I am hovering. So group ID, artifact ID, version, packaging, these all called coordinates. Okay, so guys, you know what? You got to know everything about Maven. That's all. So you got to know how to install Java. You got to know how to set the Maven. You got to know how to decide what to decide on all group ID, artifact ID, version, and packaging type. And you got to know you have a to manage your project, you need a life cycle, which is a default. Inside that you have a phases, and how to call that phases and everything. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Hello?
Yes, Rajesh, we can hear.
Okay, so now guys, next question is what to do now. What to do? That nothing, because everything is automated. So these are the things we have to do. Step number 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and all these things we have to do that. So let me do that. So first thing, I'm going to create a one project directory structure. First day. So what are you going to do? So I'll go to E drive. Inside that I'll create one directory which is called Maven. Inside that I'll go Maven, create one directory called chat, cd chat, and clear the screen. CLER, right? Correct. CLS. Yeah, CLS. So here, if you look at this start dot, here, this is the directory which is empty right now. See Maven chat. Now I want to create one project directory structure. So what do we do? So there is one plugin. Remember, everything, for everything there is a plugin. For everything there is a plugin in Maven, core plugin, community plugin. So how do you do that? So for that, there is one plugin I know that, which you call it a core plugins, which is we call it a archetype plugin. Okay, so archetype plugins, I'm going to use that now. So let's use that. ambient arc type generate command. Okay, so just search for it, you will get hundreds of reference. Okay, and nowadays Google results is got confused actually. Yeah, so just quickly I can get it, that command archetype plugin and get started. So for that, what I'm going to do, look at my screen. I think is okay. So guys, the command to generate a architecture first day first project is this one. I just need to write only, I need to call only this command. Archetype is a plugin name here. This is the plugin name, and this is the goal name for the plugin. Okay, because remember I said, right, this goal has been coded in a plugin, core plugin. Okay, so this is the goal name, and these are the parameters. These all are parameters, but if you don't pass it, it will keep asking you. It will keep asking you what are the other thing, what are the other stuff. So simple way you can pass in one go. What is the group ID? So what we decided, this one. What is the artifact ID? No, this is, just a second guys, let me copy mine only, because too many parameters I don't want to show you and get confused. So where to go to my commands? My internet is not supporting me, else I would have shown you by now. Okay, so this is the one command. Instead of asking multiple, entering multiple things, let me show you here. All this information they'll ask you, but I don't want to pass it one by one and get you confused, but rather than, you know, pass it in one go and then do it. So I'll show you the first. They will ask you, they will prompt you for all this option. You see here, they will prompt it. Just wait for a second. Now see here, generating project in interactive mode. So they'll prompt you for everything. Just wait for a few seconds. It will do the stuff. What happened? Just a second. I cancel this. Just a second. I pressed too much enter. That was the reason it came. And so basically it will prompt you all this option in interactive mode. But to avoid that, what I did, I pass all these parameter. So here you look at this. I pass this group ID, which is here. I pass the artifact ID. Now there's a template for project. It can be Maven template. It can be Java Spring Boot. It can be any core Java. And interactive mode I set false. That means don't give me more options. Set the default whichever is set for Maven. Okay. So just wait for it. It's taken. Voice. See here, they will ask you each and everything. See, group ID, artifact ID, and blah, 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 blah. But right now, I just cancel this, clear this screen, and now I am running this command. all the parameter and more interactive way I made it false, because it will irritate you with the so many options which you don't need right now. Okay, so it will create one skeleton. Okay, let it create it and then I'll show you. This is the things which typically architect will do the first day. They will create a skeleton as per the Java project type and they will commit in the Git. After that they will start coding for that, developers. Okay, so this is the things now done, guys. Look at my screen, all of you. The skeleton you want to see here, tree command. So see here, all the developers will write a code here inside this directory. All the testing team will write a code here in this directory. Very simple platform, simple skeleton. So now you want to see that here, you might have seen this is a module, pom.xml. What is a pom.xml? I'll talk about in some time. Source directory, the one which I'm showing. All the developers code will go to here, product code will go to here. To test the product, all the test code will go to here. It has a hierarchies also, which I have shown you earlier. com.devopschool.software, and this is a Java program. So now we keep writing more Java program being a developers. Let's say I'm just faking out adding some Java program. Okay, and you have to change the class name also, right? So these are the fake programs I'm creating just for the demo. So thousands of Java program here, you can write it. I just wrote only one, copy paste, and then inside this source test Java com DevOps school software, here you can write a this one test code. Now look at this, some sample test code has been there. Now this is importing from the framework which is called JUnit. Import means they are trying to get all the functionality from the JUnit libraries and then writing, extending the functionality of the test cases. So like this, you will write this source code, and this typically you will commit in the GitHub. Every developers will write a source code, and here every test team will write a source code here, and then finally magic will start. Magic what? Magic. This magic. Look at this. Build preparation, library dependency, compilation, testing, packaging, versioning, all this thing will start, and everything is done automated way. So did you understand that, guys? How do we start in Maven, all of you? Can we start?
Yes.
Okay, so now you see that everything is done. So now what do you want to do? Compile, right? You want to do test, right? You want to do package. So for that, what do you have to do? You remember this goal name you have to call: compile goal, test goal, package goal, install goal. So same thing, compile goal. So can I call this compile? So mvn compile. Now there is a one. See here, build got failed, no problem. What is the problem here? So it says no pom, no pom. So guys, whenever you run the maven command, you should be having pom. Now the question is, what is pom? That's a question. What is pom? So pom stand for project object model. Basically it's a XML file. Contains what? Contains so many information. One is Maven coordinates. Maven coordinates means, I told you just now, coordinates. Plus it contain project dependency. It contains project external plugins also. It contains properties. It contains many things also. Slowly you will get to know. Okay, so yes, it contains everything about the project. That means this is the file which we have to know. Can we know that? Pom.xml is an XML file. And look at this here. Just ignore this first 4 lines of code, 3 lines. This is XML related one. Okay, just leave it. So here you see, remember these all are coordinates. This is the coordinates. Okay, so what is your group ID? Artifact ID, packaging, versioning, name of the project, and your organization's URL, it can be your www.devoschool.com. Now you see here, I told you, remember here, Maven will help you in terms of built-in dependencies management also. So what will happen when you write a dependency libraries here? Okay, see here, group ID JUnit 3.8.1. So when you write the dependencies here, what will happen? The dependencies will be downloaded from the central repo. Now what is central repo? I'll just come back in 5 minutes. Okay, I don't want to add too many topics at a time, but these are the dependencies. That means the project, whatever you have, the, let me show you here, whatever the code you have here or here, it required this JUnit. It required JUnit. So do you remember that? Where is the JUnit is required? See here, this is the test code. Okay, so developers, when they write a code, they will import some external library. I repeat, external or internal, whatever it is, they will import the functionality of it. So that package has to be there in your JVM, right? Else it will fail that. So that is how you write the dependency. Little more about it I will write later, but for time being, let's fix the issue. There is a no pom, so I will go to directory cls and mvn compile. Simple. So here I want to compile the whole project. So whole projects. So just call the goal compile. This is nothing but one jar file which will take the project to the compilation phases. And again, if you want to read it, see, this is the I call the compile, okay, and it has done all the preparations work. And after that, they call this plugin, the version of this plugin, goal name. In short, this is called compile. This whole things also you can call it, but because a core plugin, you have to call the full path of it. Okay, so now see here, two source code. Remember I had a two source, one it was there, came default, and one I wrote it, and then I compile, build success. Where is the compilation? Under the target directory. Can we check this? Every output you will get into the target directory. See here, com, DevOps school, software, these are the class file. We compile so easily. Now you want to clean it up. Clean means delete everything whatever you generated during the build process. So what is a clean? So guys, clean is also, if you look at this, clean is also second life cycle. It has a 4 phases. See, pre-clean, clean, 3 phases, post clean. So I just click the clean goal. So I wanted to go to the clean phases using the goal name clean. Understand that? So I clean that. So they deleted the target directory. So now again, can I clean? Sorry, compile and see. Once again I compiled. Now this time can I do compile to test? See here, ambient test. So remember, test will call compile also. I hope you remember the flow. See here, they call the compiler here. The source code I did not change, so they detected it, idempotent, so all classes are up to date. Then after that, they call this test resources, test compile, and see here, compilation is happening. Here test started. Every phases they will call. And here you have test results. 1 test, 0 failure, 0 script. All the test results, where do you get it? Under the certified directory on the target directory. Let's look at this. So go to Maven chat target and certify reports. Here XML file, which is your test reports. Now what do you want to do? You want to package. See that everything was done automatically. The directory structure. Just a second. Package. I did it. And now it will compile, test, package, everything will be done. So I did not wrote even one line of program. Everything was done automated. Just developers need to write a source code in that directory and test code in that directory. Everything will be done automatically. This is called project management tools. So see here, compilations happen, test has happened, packaging is happening here, jar format. How come jar? Because if you see here, packaging here, we have a jar with this version. So see that packaging is got created. Let me show you. Go to the target. Here you have packages. So this is the way we can do that. All of you did you understand that? All of you?
Mhm. But Rajesh, why there is no hello world printed after the test?
Which hello world?
Uh, because I guess the program it having hello world. That's not the program.
Okay. I'm not running the product. Remember, I'm not running runtime. I'm not running the code. I'm compiling the code, testing the code, packaging the code, deploying the code, not running the code. Running the code will happen here. Look at this. Here, deploy to QA.
Mhm.
After that, we'll run the product here during the testing. Remember?
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Mhm.
By the way, your voice is breaking for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, more
That's
questions,
okay. That's
guys?
okay.
More questions, guys?
Yeah, so you're saying that the MVM, like commands, we just need to run MVM compile to compile, MVN test to test, and MVM package to package.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's all. Because everything is been automated by Maven. You just need to follow this pattern. That means that means what I'm saying, simple one, is whatever the product you are writing, you write it here. What the Java file here. Whatever the test code you are writing, keep it here. Rest of the things will be done by Maven. Maven is saying, follow my structure. I will automate everything for you. Simple. Make sense? Okay. Now, guys, next question I'm having in my mind is how Maven works in terms of dependency management. That is a question. See, guys, nowadays when we develop a software, let's say this is my project, okay, and my project is depend on two libraries, external library and internal library. So here, if you look at this external library and internal libraries world, so internal library is basically, it will be stored in the Nexus or Artifactory. Okay, this will be the internal libraries. Where do you store it? Now, do we have a session, dedicated session for Artifactory? So I'll talk about this one. But where do we have an external library? So typically, guys, there is one popular place. That can be many places, by the way. There's one popular place. We have a library which is called repo dot what is that? Repo dot Apache, right? Maven dot Apache or something like that. Simple. Maven repo. Just put it in Google. It should take me. And it's not the one. I have to click. This is a UI part. I don't want to check the UI part because I will get confused. This is also why UI. I don't want to show you the UI because I want to show you the structure, because that way you understand. So repo dot C should give me maven dot apache dot org. So repo dot maven dot apache, that's FTP location, okay? apache.org, something like that. Yep, this is the one. Okay, so this is the FTP location. Same site, but this is a UI, this is the FTP. Okay, so now understand that. Typically, do you know the Play Store, guys? Right? Do you know the Play Store? Correct? All of you? Yeah. So in the Play Store, what we store? Play Store, we store the Android app. So guys, like that, Maven Apache has created one repository for all of us for storing the all the Java or non-Java project also, and which is from the community on open source. So those who want this product, they can go and download it from here. This is inbuilt for the Maven. That means Maven try to download from here. So how it works, let me tell you here. This is the pom.xml. Okay, then the moment you say let me tell you the flow. Maven goal, the moment you call the goal, then Maven will read the pom.xml, and in the pom.xml they will read the dependencies. Read dependencies. Now after that reading the dependency, they will Maven would check local repo. Now what is a local repo? I'll talk about it. And then if not found, then just a second guys, it check local repo here, condition found, then load into JVM, Java runtime environment. Not found, then what will happen? Go and travel to the central repo. Which is central repo? The one which I showed you. And then download to local repo and then load into JVM. So this is the flow, it happens. I hope you're getting. Now the question is, where is the local repo? So I'll just put it up so you'll understand that. Local repo is always default path, which is start, go to the .m2 repository. This is the local repo. Okay, so it's always until you modify, that's a different thing, but I'm not talking about the customizations right now. And central repo, where is that? So central repo is here. So guys, what happens, understand that first of all, Maven will read the pom.xml. Here they read this pom.xml. Now here you have a dependency set. I need which library? I need a JUnit 3.8.1 during the test phase. The scope means test phase. So this will be loaded when you say scope. This jar file will be loaded during the test phase. So what will happen? So Maven will check, okay, read the dependency, and this will check in the local repo. Local repo means where? Here. Can I go to that place? See here. Do we have JUnit? Can you go to the directory JUnit? Here. Do we have JUnit again one more time? Here. Do we have a 3.8.1? Here. And here this jar file. Got it? All of you? So this jar file is available. So what they will do? If they found, they'll load into JVM, and because of that, this program will run successfully. If you do not load it, it will fail. That program JUnit failed because you are importing that. Are you getting, guys, or not? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying here is, first of all, the question was how the Maven works and take care of the dependency management. So for that, remember the dependencies can be external or internal. Internal I'll talk about during the next or no Artifactory session. External I'm talking about. So typically what external repository they have it? This one, central repo we call it. So what happens? Maven read the pom.xml, read the dependency, and also would get it from the local repo. Get it from local repo. So if found, load into the JVM. Let's say if it's not found, then what happens? Then go to the central repo, download it from there to local repo, and then load into the JVM. Let me show you. So here I'm deleting it. This guy I'm deleting it all together. See, I deleted 3.8.1 in front of you. I deleted from the local repo. Now I will run this code one more time. Look at this ambient test, because package also you'll call, no problem, but test is it's specified, right? So Maven test. Now you see here download will happen. Just wait for a few seconds. See here, downloading. Look at this. So they're downloading, and then downloading to where? Local repo. 3.8.1 has come or not? See here, last one. Look at the timestamp date modified. Okay, and then finally, rest of the things will happen. Okay. Yeah, like a pooling. Yeah. So here, who will do all this stuff? That has a Maven has a quality for it. So again, please read it. Maven, the moment you call the goal, they will read the pom.xml, read the dependency. If any, get it from the local repo. Not found, they'll download from the central repo and to local repo. And
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
Load into the JVM. If you have internal library, we'll talk about in artifact. Okay. So did you understand that how the Maven works with the in terms of dependencies management tool? All of you? Okay. So guys, here I said pom.xml will contain the coordinates, which you know, it will contain the dependencies also. Now, if you want to extend the functionality of Maven, you can have a plugins also. Plugins, using that you can extend the functionality. Now, we will use the plugin concept in Jacoco session somewhere here, or let's say SonarQube. I don't know whether it has been used or not, but we'll see that. Okay, now it has a properties also, and many other stuff will have, so you'll understand that one by one. So let me show you here one project anatomy. So here Maven pom.xml example. Okay, so I was having this file, but I'm not able to recall where it is. So Google is the best one. Google is not best one. Let me. So this is the complete file, but you know what? They have not at a one place. They have explained you in a detailed one. So that's the problem. I don't want to. Huh. So look at this here again, same thing. Group ID. Look at this. Understand that pom.xml. So here you will have a coordinate. So first few information is called coordinates, like name, packaging, group ID, artifact ID, version. Then you will have a mod parent pom. That means one pom can load another pom also. So how do you declare? So you declare the parent element. Then you can call the multiple modules also. That below the parents you can see the multiple module. You can declare the properties also. So let me show you here. See that multiple module you can declare that in the pom.xml. Properties you can just a second. Properties also you can declare. Look at this here. These are the properties. Hibernate.version, which is a property which you declare the value with the 3.3.0.g. How do you call the property? Look at the bottom section. Dollar curly braces hibernate.version. So that is how you define the properties. And dependency, which I have shown you. Build configuration, if you want to customize a little bit of Maven, then you use the build component. That's all. So this is the way you can get started with Maven, and ultimately what you need to do is compile, test, package, install, deploy. These are the things you have to do. Any questions, guys? Yeah, so just a second. Pom.xml parent tag example. It will call the parent pom. So let me check. I should be having it. The problem is the internet is not supporting. See here. So this is the parent one example, group ID. Here, this is the parent POM. So parent, it's not a jar file. Remember, I said, right, packaging, you have a 4 kind of packaging. I hope you remember. Where is that? Here. So jar, var, er, and pom. So when you call the parent, so basically it's getting called pom.xml. So pom.xml also will be located in the some path. You're going to call that. This is also called the parent one. So parent pom will be some other projects, and their pom.xml which is versioned with this one. Okay, if you see that here, look at my screen here. Go to the repository. Where is that? JUnit. JUnit. This is central repo 3.8.1, the one which I was using. See here, this is the parent pom. So if you want to call this pom.xml as a dependencies for that, so you can same coordinates you will use, but you will have to use in the parent one. If you use the dependency, then it will download this guy. Are you understanding this? Yeah, more questions, guys? My internet is slow today.
Does
Yeah,
parent
more questions?
Yeah, on the parent POM, does the parent POM call multiple POM XML files?
Yes. So typically what happens, I'll put it in this way. Let's understand that parent POMs cases, use cases, parent POM use cases. Okay, what happens? Let's say there's one organization which is called Adobe. Okay, now Adobe, this spelling mistake, huh? Adobe has a multiple product. They have a 200 products, right? They have a 200 products. Now some of the information they want to controlled from one place. What kind of information? So for example, they want to control the org name, or they want to they want to do copyright statement, or they want to control, let's say, what else, website name, something like that. So some common information. So what they do, they generate a parent pom. Parent pom basically it's a pom.xml only. They generate and they declare all these thing in the parent pom. Okay, they declare everything, all the properties in the parent pom. Now what happens, now these all properties is declared. Now for that, let's say Photoshop is one of the product, right? So instead of hard coding that, you call this in the Photoshop pom.xml, you call this as a parent pom, this whole location, and automatically all these variables will be loaded in the pom.xml. So this is the way you can call, you can declare in a parent pom.xml common information, and some module you can load as many you want it, wherever you want it. Make sense?
Yes.
More questions, guys? You have to, in the child, Asmit Tadash, in the child pom.xml, you have to declare the parent pom, the one which is here, the screenshot. More questions, guys? Okay, last topic which I'm going to show you here is module. How do you convert into the modules? That is very simple actually. Let me do that. So module, because pom.xml has a module also, right? So what I'm going to do is, look at my screen. So this is the chat module. This is chat module, yeah, and this is the mail module. Now what I'm going to do is mail module. Now here I am going to copy pom.xml. This I'm going to call this artifact ID and all will not be there. Okay, so group ID will not be there. This dependency is not required. Now I'm going to have a module. So just a second, I'm going to copy the code. So Maven mod pom.xml module. I'm just going to declare the module. No, I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, up. It was there. Here it is. So let's copy this whole things, and I just need this module and below the coordinates. So group ID is not required, but you can give it artifact ID, version and all. Pom. This has to be packaging Pom. So module is declared. Okay. So now I have a modules, right? Two modules in my directory. So chat and mail. So here, this is a chat and this is a mail. So I created two projects. This will be common. This can be anything, whichever you want. Now type has to be, packaging has to be pom.xml if it is a module wise, and this website name and all stuff like that, you can feed it up. This is done. Now inside this mail, I have to modify this one because I copy paste, right? So I have to modify this. So here, let's say this is the product version released one. This is the mail. That's all. Remaining things, let it be same. Done. So now from now here, I'm going to call this module. So multiple module you can call this. So how do you run this module? So module, how do you run this module? See, I'm missing the command line options, but not to worry. I have a help file. Oh, sorry, made a mistake. So I'm missing the command line. How do you call the module? But -h. H for help, and it will give you all these options along with the module name. So do you see -m somewhere? Just a second. Single modules calling. I'm not able to recall it. Okay, leave it right now. So what you're going to do, look at my screen, all of you. I have two projects, which is chat and mail in this. So what I'm going to do, so you're going to compile both chat and mail. So ambient compile. Now it will compile everything, but I wanted to do one thing, so I'll just find here. Let me complete this. There's some parameters which is there, which will. So now you see here, it's a chat compilation is happening. Okay, and after that, and chat is still happening, compilation done. And you see here, chat has happened. Just a second. Ambient compile. So chat is this one. This is chat, and mail has happened here. Okay, so see, look at my screen here. This is the chat. Okay, you see here, this is a chat, and here if you look at it very carefully, where is that? Here, look at this. Okay, and look at it carefully here. This is the mail. Both we compiled. Now my challenge is, can we do the single module? I'm not able to recall that command exactly. So ambient build single module. So that command, I'm not able to get it. For that, what should be done is, and then Okay, the PL. Okay, they are saying this is a cheating. That's not there. So what is a P means? P for profile. Okay, P for profile. No. This is not the good. This is not good. P for profile. I have not introduced the profile. B AM. So okay, PL project, build the specific project instead of all project. Okay, is this something like that? Just a second, hold on. So I have to build this command mvn. Let's say compile. Only one I want to call PL, PL for project. Which project? Mail project. And hyphen AM for also make. Also make. Okay, let's try.
Rajesh, I have a quick question about like the Pom module doesn't, because I've deployed like wars, ears, and jars, but the Pom packaging doesn't. How is it similar to like those three packages?
Okay, just a second. Yeah. So here you see I call this mail module. Now it has called only main module. So this is the way you can do that. That's not a problem. Yeah. Now questions what you ask is can you please repeat one more time for me? I just
Yeah,
missed it.
so it's a basic question is that I understand what jar, like ear, like I've seen jars deployed. They make a program. Ears make like a program. Wars make a program. But I'm not sure what but what does the POM like package do? Does it do the same thing as the other three, or it seems to be different? Because when we looked at the JUnit, it had the .pom. Or like, is that package different from the other packages?
No. Here what I did, just understand this. Here, remember this is the master pom.xml.
Right.
Just a second, where is that? This is the master pom.xml. I'm calling two modules here. It can 20 modules or you can call. So here I cannot package for entire thing into one. Chat has a jar, mail may have a var, but this has to be pom itself because it's a pom. I don't want to create a package. Okay, so when you declare the pom, that means you are saying it's a parent one. It's a parent one. Okay, this is the parent one. You can call the in the this as a parent, and in this also you can call it in a parent. Now pom, when you declare the packaging type pom, that means this file getting stored whenever you deploy or install or whenever you archive or whatever it is, this file getting stored. Okay, so that's a pom type.
Yeah.
Nothing but this content.
Yeah, and it's that content, but it's just that what the POM can do is that it is like because you can have modules that are like jars, you can have modules that are ears, but the POM packaging can and the parent POM can pull both, like it can deploy like jars or like ears simultaneously.
POM typically we don't deploy. POM we use for the only two scenarios. POM type we use for the parent calling from the child. This is a parent. So calling from the child or calling the module, each module. These are the
Okay.
two use cases which we use it.
Yeah. That's what I want to know. Thanks. That.
Yeah. More questions, guys? Okay. So now I'm going to recap this stuff. I told you, right? Everything is done by Maven. I didn't do anything. So just you need to know how it works. So basically what is Maven? It's a build management tool, project management tool from Apache, open source, free, written in Java, latest version 3.x, and it has a built-in dependencies management system, the one which we already discussed. Yes, typically it can do a hell lot of things, but nowadays the scope of the Maven has been limited because of the growing complexity in the projects, and we have a different tools for different things. Other tools also we do talked about it, how Maven works. We know that Maven core, we have a plugins, different plugins. Core plugins we have let's say 30 to 40. Community plugins we have thousands, depends on use cases. Why Maven? to automate everything. How it works, basically how it works. So Maven has a concept of life cycle to manage your project, Java project. Remember, Java project, not a .NET project. So it has a concept of life cycles. What are the life cycles? Default, site, clean. Can you write your own life cycle? Yes, but we don't do that typically. Which are the phases here? Popular phases. We have this one. How do we call those phases? Goal we have. How this goal is being powered by the core plugins and stuff like that. How to install Java, how to install Maven, how to verify Maven, how to decide your project coordinates, and then create a skeleton, commit that code, that skeleton code to the Git, let the programmers do the work, let the QA people do the work, and everyone, programmer, operations, testing team, they'll keep running Maven compile, Maven test, Maven packaging, and blah blah blah, and they'll be keep managing the pom files for the dependencies and all of the stuff, and then that is how this whole things will work together. So everyone has to know only these command, that's all. No other transitions needed. Make sense, all of you? Now, when it comes for the dependencies management, I talked about the external dependencies, that through the local repo, and then through the central repo, and that all these inbuilt capabilities you have in the Maven, and this is how they work on it. Any questions, guys? All of you?
Yes, like when you're doing the modules, is this like what I typed into chat, the MVM install tac PL chat tac AM, is that what we'd run to just compile a single module?
Single module, yes. Yeah, this is the one. So they are saying typically PL means project, AM means also make, and this B is a module name. So I put it up that one.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So it's the same thing. Okay. So okay. Yeah. That works. Okay.
Typically you won't do that single module because you create a profile, but yeah, that's up on you. Okay, there's one question in that. Using plugins, can I use third-party tools if there are specific plugin coordinates in my application? Yes. If you have to, first of all, if you are using some of the external functionality in Maven, like a Jacoco, which I'll show you that one in Jacoco session. So in that we will include the Maven, we'll include the Jacoco plugin, and then we can call their goals. Understand that? I'll put it in this way. See here. Right now, when I call the Maven compile, basically this particular jar file is being called, but I want more goals. I want more plugins. So how do you do that? Declare the plugins in the pom.xml, and then you will get lots of custom goals like this. So you can call it. So yes, for the Jacoco and SonarCube, we have a plugin. SonarCube also have plugins for it. Jacoco also have plugins for it. So for that SonarCube, the goal name is Sonar. Ambient Sonar. Let me show you here. Maven Sonar is a goal name. So if you, but you have to install the plugins also. I'll show you that one. Just a second. Hold on. So if you want to add a Maven plugin, that means adding the capability of what do you say? Maven SonarCube in the Maven. So you have to add this in the setting.xml and this in the pom.xml. Okay. These two things, and finally Sonar somewhere it should be on top. Here it is. Yeah, very good questions. The profile typically you will not come across, but let me talk about it because it's coming again and again. Profiles is happening like this. There's a one pom.xml. Okay, let me create a flow. When you run ambient compile, okay, then what happens? Maven has some default configuration. Understand that configuration set by the tool itself, some default configuration, but that is inbuilt default configuration which is inbuilt. Okay, but what about if you want to modify? what about if you want to modify? So that we call it a custom profile, custom config. So the custom config you have to modify, right? So you have to modify setting.xml. Now the question is, where is the setting.xml? So typically you will find the setting.xml in your repository, which is here. It's not there, no problem. Another place you'll find is the place where you install Maven. Second place, which is conf location. Multiple locations are there. I'm not teaching you. So here you will find it. See setting.xml. That means any behavior you want to change of Maven, you have to modify this file. Now next thing is, next question was, what is a profile? So what happens in a dev, you run the same ambient compile. Okay, understand that. But what do you want? The some property, understand that, very simple, some property plus plugins. Okay, you want to use for dev and for some property and plugins you want to use for the QA environment, different one, different property and different plugins you want to use for the dev and QA. So what to do in this case? So in that case, what you'll have to do, you need to go to setting.xml and set the profile for dev and QA. How? Let me show you. See here, this is the profile, it has been set. Look at this. How many profiles you have? Only one profile, Sonar. Only one profile. So you can have a Sonar instead of Sonar dev and QA, and whatever the property you want to set, you can set this. Okay, now after setting the dev and QA profile, now if you do the Maven compile, then it will run the default. But when you do the Maven compile -p dev, then it will load all this property and plugin. When you call -p means plugins, okay, sorry, profile, and the QA, then it will load only these property and plugins. So if you see here, there is a ID, I mean profile name is Sonar, right? Now how they are calling, look at this here. Look at this here. They are calling like this. Where is that? Oh, they have made the default they have made the default profile, actually that's the reason. Yeah. So -p, let me show you, this command line is not available here, but load the screen, mvn -h. You see -p somewhere. See here, activate profile. Okay, -P, sorry, -P. So you can use this -P and load that one. So typically all this thing you do in the setting.xml. So because you are a dev team right now, you won't play much with the profile, but sometime you use the same environment for everything. Nowadays we don't use that actually, but earlier we used to use it, same environment, QA, dev, everyone used to use a different profile. Then in that case it will be helpful for you. Make sense?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.